What's going on, everybody? How you doing? And welcome. My name is Lord PeteyTV, and we're here to talk to you about the boss Muggsy from Liberation of the Undermined. Now, let's get right into it. Now, this is Muggsy. It is a boss that has what the people are saying technically 3 phases. So what ends up happening is that you have your raid itself. It is split into 2 groups, uh, and you have 2 sides here. So Muggsy is going to end up doing multiple different things on both sides. The first thing that ends up happening is he has ads that drop down on both sides. So the range should be DPSing down the ads that drop down on the far side, and you have ads that are dropping down on the other side. You have 4 shockers that drop here for us in normal, and then we're going to continue through the fight. Now, we also have these mines that are coming down. As you see, they get destroyed by walking into them. So what you want to do is you want to continue to have them being hit while you're going around the fight itself. Now, you're going to end up getting this AoE that's going to end up forming, which is a rocket. We're going to end up pulling that to the side. We're going to end up soaking that. Most of the raid can soak that. You don't need to have the whole raid doing it. Now, this is what we call a tank soak, and that is for the fact that you have one player is going to be getting this beam. You have him stop moving. The tank goes in front of him, uses a defensive, and absorbs that beam. Then we have this frontal cone that ends up happening, so you want to be careful of that. And then you want to make sure that person that's targeted does not move. Now his energy bar is almost full. We go to the other side. This other side is going to have another set of mechanics on it. Now, there are a lot of mechanics when it comes to this boss, so I'm trying to go through them as quickly as possible. The first one that goes through are prisons. What you want to do is you want to kind of somewhat assign groups to each prison so that when the prison comes up, the people inside is almost self-contained. You want to burn those people out as fast as possible. Now, what ends up happening when that guy dies is that he explodes, similar to a lot of the other bosses, and when they break the walls. So you want to make sure that you break the wall and you have enough distance there. You're going to end up having this slimy or frosty boots, quote unquote, where you're going to end up sliding around and moving around on the floor when that happens. Now, you want to make sure when you have that, you stay away from people because you're going to start sliding and you're going to do AoE pulse damage to people inside of that. You're going to want to also be careful of the finger gun, which is going to be coming up right here. It is a frontal cone, just like the other one. So right here, as you can see here, our shaman who is targeted is also, and our paladin next to them is also getting hit at the same time. Full energy almost done. We get to the other side. There is an attack called a golden fist, which the tanks are going to get hit by. They need to walk that off while they're in that other phase. Now, this is the start of the second quote unquote phase 1, and we're going to go through that process of trying to burn down ads, and we're going to start continuing. Once he hits his HP threshold, as you can see here, intermission happens at 40%. We're going to end up making sure as much of everything is cleaned up. Once that 40% hit, he starts his third phase, which is these 3 charges. Now, he does this side DPS move, which is very easy to dodge. I recommend not lusting here. I recommend lusting after the 3 charges is done. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh man, that's really, really troublesome. I'm lucky because I just got hit with that frontal and we're normal, so I was able to live through it. So now we're going to end up continuing through. Here's the third charge. Third charge happens. Does it again. We continue to DPS him here. And then what after that, we go into our lust. I say lust here, but they say quote unquote stage 2. It's more like a stage 3. He goes into a bloodlust type situation. We should be doing the same, which means you pot, lust, and go. You're going to get a couple of bombs that are going to come up. You're going to have your ads that are still going to be up. You still have, to be careful because his rage is forming. So that once that fills up, he's just going to start like one-shotting people. So anyway, so we want to continue to DPS him down as fast as possible. We got another set of tombs. We try to make sure that most people are inside of those, so we burn those people out. The faster you have people go in there and deal with it, the faster they can come out and the easier it is. But you got to be careful because you could see we also have the flame also come out in the middle there. So you want to be careful because that's also going to form. So there's a lot of floor damage that is throughout this whole entire fight. You need to be aware of that stuff. Those walls, by the way, can't shoot through them, so you have to be careful of that. You can see the gold on the ground that is being dealt by with the tank, so we have to be careful of that. And we're going to DPS them down. Here's our tank soak. So we try to make sure we get that. And we're going to be going into another frontal. We want to make sure we take care of that. Now, as you can see, I jumped through that, and that took a lot of damage. Right now, because he is in a bloodlusted state, he does a lot of more damage, even the ticks from all the floor dots. You really need to be aware of that. Right now, there's a bunch of mines that are coming out. It's ideal to finish him before having to deal with those mines, because the tanks then don't have to worry about it, and the healers don't have to worry about it. So the fight overall is very, very, complicated, but at the same time, it is very simplified. So the more you do it, the more you're going to understand it. So thanks for checking us out. I'm very proud of my, rating team on our Friday nights that we're able to do that. Once again, always, thank you so much. Dream big, keep gaming. Stop on in, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Love you. Bye, everybody.